What's up, my nostalgia? Dave here with a review of Hard Truths, the drama film from Mike Leigh, starring Marianne Jean-Baptiste. This film debuted back at Toronto and is now opening slowly, of course, from as long established famed English director Mike Leigh, and a reunion with Marianne Jean-Baptiste, who was actually nominated for Best Supporting Actress for Mike Leigh's film Secrets and Lies from 1996. There's a lot of awards juice for Marianne Jean-Baptiste in Hard Truths, and I do think she will, in fact, get that Best Supporting Actress nomination. We'll find out in a week's time. Hard Truths is set in modern-day London and follows the story of Pansy, played by Marianne Jean-Baptiste, who is a very saddened, anxious, OCD, middle-aged woman who is one of the most unbearable characters I've ever seen depicted on screen. This is a person who is constantly negative and critical and has a severe inability to experience any kind of happiness or joy or even pleasantness in her day-to-day life. She belittles her family. She can't get along with strangers she passes in the grocery aisle. She is an incredibly tough hang. Of course, this movie is interested in why that is, in terms of finding the humanity in people, having compassion for people, and how they experience their grief. And when her very positive sister comes into focus on the film, I think that's when the relationship angle of the movie starts to really come through. That being said, I think I really struggle with the movie. This is a character that's just so endlessly grating that you start to really lack in patience for giving them the grace to grieve and find a way to move forward and grow in their life. There's a scene at the cemetery where the two sisters go to visit the grave of their mother, and the sisters had two very different relationships with their mother, as far as we're told. And at one point, Pansy's sister Chantel, played by Michelle Austin, Chantel asks Pansy, "Why can't you ever just enjoy life?" And Pansy responds, "I don't know." I think that's one of the strongest scenes in the movie. Follow up scene where the entire family gathers just for a small gathering and meal at Chantel's house, and we're in suburban London, middle class families. That scene also, I think, works well as the grief starts to be kind of understood a little bit more by the family. I don't know. It's an interesting movie because it doesn't really have anything conclusive to say. I think the Hard Truths title makes a lot of sense because the movie is messy, it's challenging, as are the relationships in this movie. There's nothing neat about what's going on. Um, Pansy's husband, Curtly, and her young 20 something son Moses. The way they creep and tiptoe around that house in silence for fear or ambivalence to Pansy's overbearing, consistent negativity, that doesn't get resolved. Like, the relationships in this movie are really broken from what I saw. And, I don't know, I have a hard time, connecting to, a central character like that when everything that's bad in the movie is the result of that character. And yeah, is all of it that character's fault? No, not necessarily. I think the fact that she's incredibly anxious and uh, clearly depressed and lonely and all those things, it's alluded to. She married Curtly out of fear of being alone, not for actual true love, things like that. Yeah, all those are good reasons, for sure. But at the end of the day, if you're a colossal pain all the time, every hour of the day, it is what it is, right? I don't know. I had a hard time fully getting into the emotional elements of the movie. That being said, it's an amazing performance from Marianne Jean-Baptiste. I think she has also some excellent comedic timing throughout parts of the movie where she has these really biting lines that she delivers to a saleswoman at a furniture store, the dentist, someone in the checkout line at a grocery store. The way she's able to really spit out the venom at times really works. And then also when she gets really emotional in a few of those scenes too, on the sadder side of things, not the angry side. That also comes across really strongly as well. So yeah, I think the performance is certainly worth the watch, but man, the character is colossal pain. I love to hear what other people think though, because for me, I was just really frustrated with the movie by the end, just because I was perhaps unwilling to like accept this character's like grief, given how horrible they had been to be with to that point. I'm sure not everyone feels that way. I'd love to hear what other people connected to in this movie. Um, Obviously, it's a movie that's been getting a lot of acclaim, and I'm not a veteran of Mike Leigh films. I can't really speak to a lot of his sensibilities, but it has been compared favorably to a lot of his other works. Let me know though, what did you think of the movie? What did you think of the performances? And for more movie reviews, subscribe. I'll see you next time.